Hello and welcome to Paydirt TV. I'm Dominic Piper. Today, ahead of the Paydirt Battery Minerals Conference on April 6 and 7, I'm joined by NickelSearch Ltd Managing Director Nicole Duncan and also Manager Process Tamsin Senders. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
NickelSearch listed last year after a very decent $10 million IPO. You've hit the ground running hard at the start of 2022 with multiple drilling programs on your Carling Up project, plus an Airborne EM survey as well. Nicole, was that always the plan to really get stuck into this project early in 2022?
Absolutely. So we wanted to put as much of those funds, those precious funds as we could, into the ground as early as we could. So we spent quite a lot of time planning our RC drilling maiden program, which was last year, using the information from that and planning out the drilling that we've kicked off this year, where we've had AC drilling, we've had diamond drilling, and we've had another round of RC drilling.
It's looking at the project, it's almost like an entire portfolio in one. You've got nickel sulfide targets there, you've got historical resources, you've got historical mines there, you've got other targets as well. How do you prioritise and how do you rank the different projects that you've got?
It's always a balance, and I look on it as a beautiful portfolio. And you know, with any type of portfolio, it means at the right time you can dial up and dial down, but you never ignore any part of your portfolio. It's about having the right balance. So you've outlined it brilliantly. We are hunting for the new nickel sulfide discovery, and we absolutely need to put funds towards that type of greenfields exploration, but we already have JORC resources that we need to develop, and so it's about understanding those resources better, moving what we can from exploration target into 2012 JORC resource, and then it's about understanding what our processing options are to commercialise and bring that to market. So we have to manage across that portfolio of interests.
Tamsin, a lot of the work, early work so far, is around the Rav8 project, and you've got a JORC compliant resource on there. It's quite low grade. What is the plan there? How do you bring that into a sort of commercial opportunity?
Well, this year we're looking at really some of our metallurgical processing options. And one of the things that we have got actually on site is we've got a few stockpiles that are sitting around. They've already been crushed, and so they're looking prime for really moving reasonably quickly ahead. We've also just completed some diamond met holes, and so those are in process of being sent up to Perth now. Our plan is that we would like to upgrade our low-grade ore, and we're looking at running some ore sorting test work out at Steinart for that. And any kind of an upgrade that we can get to our low-grade ore makes a fantastic difference to our downstream processing, because it means we've got a much smaller footprint that we will be making on the ground, and also it reduces our resources and our capex and opex as well.
Nickel sulfide's obviously in huge demand at the moment, but grade is always a challenge, finding those high-grade deposits that are quite discrete and niche. Is this a deliberate strategy to look at ways that you can exploit lower-grade sulfide deposits?
Absolutely. So our preferred processing option at the moment is bacterial heap leaching, and that does lend itself incredibly well to low-grade resources. It has a lot smaller demand as far as capital is concerned, and also resources as far as human resources are concerned. We have our own indigenous bacterial culture that we have developed from site, and that is adapted to the local site water, which is slightly brackish, so that gives us an advantage in that regard. And if we can do some more sorting to upgrade that, then it just makes a world of difference for us, and it does open up the ability to process low-grade ores in many different jurisdictions.
Obviously, Nicole, you've got to balance the metallurgical test work with the geology as well. How is the work at Rav8 Progress, and what do you hope to see from that drilling program this year?
So just exactly what Tamsin has described around making sure that we have infill, so our understanding of the JORC resource itself at depth is advancing. see extensionals, if there's any type of extensions to the JORC resource, see if there's any type of indicator of what could be further at depth, because really historically at Rav8, I think the deepest hole went to something like 400 metres, whereas if you look at these types of nickel sulfides, they can sit quite deep. So we'll just see what further we can find out about that. We haven't been able to do that very deep hole yet, but that's certainly in our plan. And then it's around, you know, with what we've got, how do we process it? So we're always looking for what's the next discovery, but as I'm sure you know, nickel sulfides, they're hard to find. So we have to keep our eye on that type of greenfields discovery, but at the same time also understand how are we going to economically bring value and deliver nickel from what we've got.
And so in that greenfields environment, you've got a few other targets there. But initially you're drilling the Rav5 and the Rav4 West target. Can you tell us what would do you hope to bring those into sort of resource definition stages here?
That's right. So we've got Rav5, which we're looking to declare a maiden resource for, and we hope to do that this calendar year. And then we have, sitting quite close together, Rav1, 4 and 4 West. And again, we're just looking to better understand, you know, the host rock itself, you know, how that nickel appears, you know, if there's any extension to it. So really just trying to confirm our understanding of the nickel, where it's at, and see if there's, you know, extensions to that. But then we've also flown Airborne EM over the entire project region, and that is really encouraging because a lot of the targets or anomalies that the Airborne EM threw up are already sitting over known deposits and known target areas. So we're very encouraged about the ability to identify future targets using Airborne EM in this area.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, we've also had some very good soil geochemistry work that's also confirming the Airborne EM.
So you're returning to Airborne EM, but surely with an area like this where there's been extensive work in the past, it's obviously just down the road from First Quantum's Ravensthorpe mine. Is this sort of work not being done before?
So this is the first time that this land package has come together under one owner. So it's 108 square kilometres under the one owner, where we can fly things like Airborne EM, which we did early in January. We can do the soil geochemistry. We can take a real holistic approach to the entire package, and then systematically look more closely at the anomalies that are thrown up. So there has been a lot of exploration in the past. It's been quite shallow because a lot of it was focused on laterite, so not any type of holes drilled at any type of depth, and also not a lot on what we refer to as the Ravensthorpe range, not a lot for nickel. So that's why we're really excited about being able to bring this whole footprint under the one owner.
It sounds like it's a very exciting time for the company. It's not a bad time to be in nickel with what the LME price is doing also. We look forward, Tamsin, we look forward to your presentation at the Battery Minerals Conference, and hopefully, Nicole, we'll see you again soon as well.
Definitely.
With some of the results and perhaps even a resource definition for some of those targets. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to catching up soon.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.